Welcome to another episode of Trade, Travel, Chill, where we do not trade because Dan Andrews says stay at home. So instead of that, well, we do not travel because Dan Andrews says stay at home. Instead of traveling, we can trade and we can chill. Lucky enough, I like both of those things. So that's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to make use of our time when we can't do anything else. So as you're all coming in, just make sure you say hello to me. Let me know that you're here and you can hear me okay. If it is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for joining me. And if you are returning, then thank you so much for your loyalty. Love seeing you guys on here time and time again. Starting to get to know you all by name, and I can see when you pop in, so that's really cool. Now, what are we going to talk about today? Well, this has been a really hot topic, and you know what? If I had to pick what one thing I think is driving the current bull market, it would be a toss-up between DeFi and NFTs. Now, I have a really important disclaimer to make first. When it comes to NFTs, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. You should not follow me. You should not listen to me. I know nothing. My experience in NFTs is this. I jumped on OpenSea once and I made one because I just wanted to see how easy the process was. And it's basic, but no one bought it. So I am highly unsuccessful in this space, and I want to let you know that right up front. But here's where my talent lies. My talent lies in technical analysis and recognizing good opportunities fairly early on. So that's what led me to where I am today. Now, my favorite way of trading is to find good opportunities early and then just sit on them and give them the time to do what they need to do. That's how I love to trade. I am a huge believer in the law of least effort, right? So everything I do is like, what is the minimum I can do to get the maximum result? I'm not a hustler. I'm not what else do they say? Driven. I'm not none of that. I've been that in my life. I've been that. Now I opt for the easy way, right? So for me, yes, I do day trade. I do scalp when I've got nothing else to do. I do all of those things, but those things are more so for me to keep my skill up rather than huge money makers for me. What makes me the most money is buying and holding good projects, especially in a bull market, especially. And so what I want to talk to you about has sort of led me to this today. So before we get into it, please just smash up the like button if you haven't already. Make sure you hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hit that bell notification button so that you can get notified every time I go live. Also, don't forget, we are running the crypto case competition, which you can see here. I invested in 10 coins throughout the recent dip that we had. I'm giving those coins away, $100 into each coin, for a total of $1,000 investment. There will be 5 winners. So 5 winners get 2 coins each. There's just a few things you have to do. One of them includes subscribing to this channel, and there's a couple of others. So once we're done with this video, head to the first link in the video on YouTube. Click on that to get the full details. Another part of that is to join our free Discord community. So if you're not in it already, come join us over in Discord. It's a free community. There's so many people in there trading, sharing charts, having a good time. If you are trying to get good at this, then come join us. Be amongst people who know what they're doing. That's the best way to learn. You can get the basics from the free channel. And if you want to deep dive further into your trading and really get a grasp of that technical skill, there's information in that channel of how you can do that as well. So that's that. Now, I guess one of the questions is, if I am preferably a longer term trader, well, how do I find these opportunities that I think are going to be great over the next few months, right? And there's a number of ways that you can do that. One of them I'm going to take you through today, which is the one that led me to this one today. Now, what that is I'm looking at the staking rewards per coin. Now, what matter? There's a logic behind it. So think about it like this. When people invest in certain cryptocurrencies, and there are thousands on the market, right? So how do you sift through them all? When people invest in cryptocurrencies and make the decision to lock them up in staking opportunities, the only reason you would make that decision is because you believe in that thing long term. Because there's no financial benefit to locking things up for a short period of time. Around and, skip from one staking thing to another, or buy and sell and swap things and whatnot. If you do that, if you do that too often, the rewards that you're earning will get eaten up by your transaction fees. So people who stake, they have a long-term mindset. So therefore, that logically makes sense to me to look for things that are being staked and then look at the US dollar value and see which ones are the most popular. So that's kind of where I started, and that's what led me to this coin that I'm going to talk about today, which is called Flow. Now, Flow is a new blockchain built for the next generation of apps, games, and the digital assets that power them. This is their website, but I'm just going to go through this very briefly because there's more information elsewhere. But the community, so the creators of Flow also created, fairly new to crypto, you probably don't know what that is, but if you've been around since the last bull market, you would know what CryptoKitties is. When it came out, the internet went crazy for it. The crypto community went crazy for it. It was an NFT. It was one of the first NFTs. And everybody was sitting there saying, like, why are people buying crypto kitties? And it was collectible kitties. And, I guess the creators of realized that they had created something really quite special, and therefore have moved now to create Flow. So what I like about Flow is they've partnered with NBA Top Dr. Seuss, like Warner Music Group, like so many major brands that are real world, that I really like that idea. Another thing is I'm going to skip through the developer and the consumer experience because we'll get to that a little bit later. I just wanted to read sorry, my cough today is terrible. I just wanted to read to you today this quote here that said, blockchain is going to fundamentally alter the financial industry and have a major impact on consumers. Flow can create the vehicle for consumers to enter the space through products like NBA Top Shot, where they have fun, but at the same time create a new self-sovereignty. Now, if you know me, then you know that when it comes to looking into longer term opportunities, one of the things that must the boxes in my list is I especially look for cryptocurrencies that have the opportunity to be used in the real world by people. Cryptocurrency is. Now, why is that important to me? Well, it's very simple. Think about it this way. If you're watching this right now, you're in the crypto space and you understand what cryptocurrency is. Congratulations to you, because that means you are part of the 1%. Now, all of these cryptocurrencies that are creating things that can only be used by this community are very pigeonholed at this point in time. In order for them to more people have to come into the space. Now, what if they don't, right? What if they don't? What if this is it, right? So for me, I look for things that can be used in the real world by the general public when they don't even know that they're using cryptocurrency. And that's what really piqued my interest with this. So let's have a look at what CoinMarketCap says about it. Now, so I've read this first. The next sentence, Flow is the only layer 1 blockchain originally created by a team that has consistently delivered great consumer blockchain experiences, being CryptoKitties, which we talked about, Dapper Wallet, and NBA Top Shot. Now, further down here, this is the bit here. Flow is a blockchain designed from the ground up for mainstream adoption. So that ticks that box of this can be used in the real world without people really knowing that they're using crypto. Top developers and some of the world's largest brands are already building on Flow. So what does that mean? That means this is already being used in the real world. It has a use case, like it exists already. It's not an idea that may possibly, potentially, maybe happen one day, maybe if we're lucky. It's happening already. So I really like that. What else? We've got a rich ecosystem comprised of top entertainment brands, development studios, venture-backed startups, which is Flow ecosystem partners include brands like Warner Music, Ubisoft, NBA, and UFC. Now, I know nothing about sport, and I'm not even going to pretend. Cards cheering, like that stuff. It doesn't even, the TV does not get turned on in my house for that. I'll never go to a sporting event. But what I do know is that it's a huge industry and that there are many different types of sports. So if you think about it, well, if NBA are already in this and UFC are already in this, well, what does that open the space for? Like, you know, we've got soccer, football. I don't even know what else is out there. Cricket, maybe. But one thing I do know is that I'm very old and like little NBA cards, those little, I don't even know what they're called, those little cards, playing cards or whatever, they were the talk of the town. They were so popular. And this, what Flow is doing with, is a recreation of, that was really popular back then I can see it becoming a new cult again, right? So there's that it's a reinvention of something we've had before, but also the opportunity for so many other sports. I am definitely old, Donna, but it's fine. But anyway, so that's why I like that. Now, what else did I want to talk about here was, let's go up and have a look up here. So Flow is currently ranked number 84 on CoinMarketCap. It's up today. It's up today because of some news that we'll go through. The market cap is 1.2 billion and the daily traded volume is just under 700 million. So that's excellent in my opinion. And the only other thing that I really wanted to show you on this was just the marketplace. You can see there are many, many places that you can get involved in Flow, Binance being one of them and probably the easiest. I don't even know how to say that word, but that one, Kraken, KuCoin, there's many places that you can get involved with Flow. Now, Flow, it's fairly new. I believe it only came out in February, so it's not new, but it only recently got listed on Binance. So that's number one. Now, another thing that I like to look at, well, let's have a look first at the staking rewards that I talked about. So this is where I usually come to look at those staking rewards and see what's going on. And we can see here that currently number one is Solana, of course, my best friend, and then ADA, DOT, and a few others. Now, when you sort this by the staked value in US dollar, Flow is number 6 on the list. And that's why it sparked my attention, because when you have a look here at the total percentage staked, and you're looking at, say, Solana, Cardano, Polkadot, all of which you know, they're household names now if you're in the crypto community. Then when you're looking at the 60 to 70% odd of that, and then you look at Flow and see 72%, it's pretty up there. And the total USD value is 21 billion. Like, that's huge. Okay, so this is where I decided to start investigating from, and that then led me to another thing. So the second thing I like to do when I find this is I like to try and search for coins. So we all know when coins eventually get listed on major exchanges, they tend to really move, right? Especially if a coin can get a Binance listing. That's usually very bullish for that coin, at least for a period of time. More often than not, it will then sell off dramatically, and then it will start to find its actual true value. So Flow has already been listed on Binance, but then the next thing I like to look at is Coinbase. And so this is a website this is a website that I use, Masari.io, and just having a look here at the Coinbase Ventures portfolio screener, what I'll often do every now and then is I'll go through this list and I'll see what has recently been added. So this is a list of coins that Coinbase is backing, right? That they are invested in. Now, not all of these coins will be listed on Coinbase yet. So the reason that I like this list is because if you're investing in it, if Coinbase is investing in it, then there's potential for that coin to be listed publicly on Coinbase in the future. And when a coin gets listed on Coinbase, that's very similar to the effect that it has in Binance, right? So we know now that Flow is already on Binance, but it's not yet on Coinbase. So that ticks another box of mine that, Coinbase has invested in it, but not yet listed it. So definitely one that I want to watch. Now, the next thing is the most recent news, and just magically, this news only happened 15 hours ago, that Google has partnered with Dapper Labs, which is the creator of Flow, to support the Flow blockchain. And you can see here, the search engine giant becomes the latest company to support blockchain development in the emerging areas of NFTs and gaming. Now it says here, the search engine giant Google joins forces with Canadian blockchain studio Dapper Labs to help support the development of new Web3 products and services, including the wildly popular non-fungible token, or NFT, marketplace. As part of the deal, Google Cloud will serve as a network operator for Dapper Labs' Flow blockchain, the scalable infrastructure that powers an entire ecosystem of NFTs, games, and apps. Now, here, this is a really important part. Google has also made it easier for Flow developers to integrate with its software, which gives them an added incentive to choose Google Cloud over competitors such as Amazon Web Services. Now, here, this is a tweet from the creator validating that news. And so this is also another really important bit. Dapper's Flow blockchain supports some of the most popular NFT collections on the market, including NBA Top Shot and CryptoKitties. By February of this year, NBA Top Shot had generated $230 million in sales. That figure has nearly tripled to $680 million, according to Forbes. That's massive. What else did I want to read to you here? I think that's about it. So combining all of those things, this is something exciting to me. But as I said to you, I'm a technical analyst. I don't buy really off fundamentals. If the fundamentals back up my technical analysis, perfect. So let's take a look at a chart and have a look at Flow. Now, because this is something that I would plan to hold for a while, I'm going to look at a higher time frame. So I'm looking at the daily, and I'm looking at the Kraken chart because it's only recently been listed on Binance. This white line here is the date that it got listed on Binance. And if we just have a look at that one section there, if I move this out the way, you can see that that listing did cause a bit of a pump. As I mentioned to you, causes a pump, then a sell-off, then the true value comes in, which is still kind of happening right now. Now, so let's take a big look at this. Now, I'm not saying that you should ape into this now, and I absolutely do not think you should buy things just because I personally like them. You should definitely do your own research and, make a buying decision that is right for you. For me, I'm eyeing off this demand zone here. So What I'm seeing technically on this so far is I'm seeing a bit of a potential descending triangle form. There's nothing else really that I can go further back. So this is really all I have to work with. And I can see here that a support was created here a number of times. When we had this big sell-off, we wicked down back into this demand zone. So when it comes to buying things for the long term, I trade that a little bit differently to how I would normally trade, because usually I'm a confirmation trader and I need to see the change in market structure. But when I want to invest in things that I think are going to do pretty well, if the bull market continues, which is another important consideration right now. And excuse me, why I go buy? Do you mean where to go buy? So Binance is one place you can, but I wouldn't. Well, I'm not going to tell you when to buy. That's up to you. But for me personally, I'm eyeing off this demand zone. Now, one or two things can happen. Because we've had this wick down into it, there is potential that we will take a second stab into that area. Now, I have to be patient with this because it may not happen in the next few days. We may do something like this for a really long time until I get that opportunity. That's okay with me. I'm okay to be patient. The way that I buy into these things is I either get my super lowball price, and of course, if we do get back into this era, I actually have to reassess and make sure that that is the bottom. So I can't do that until we get there. If I can't get that, then I'm buying on confirmation. So it will be a breakout of this trend line here, wherever that price is at the time. If we break out and then retest, find a new support, that will be my buy then. On the daily, this market structure looks pretty clear. But when we go down to a smaller time frame, like the 4 hour, it's really quite messy. So I don't particularly want to be part of this right now. You can see this was probably about 15 hours ago, which was probably that news that I just read out that did that to the price. So I don't really want to be part of messy market structure. So I am going to be patient with this and, definitely do your own technical analysis on it, make your own decisions if you like it. But for me, I'm going to be picky and you have to decide what's right for you. So that's really all I had to share about flow in particular today. Now, if you want something that's a little bit more high risk that does something similar to this, because this is NFT collectible space, then let's have a look at another one that I've been dollar cost averaging into for quite some time now, and that's Annii. Now, Annii is also collectible NFTs. Really do like this project. This has not yet made it to Binance, so this is still got a long way to go, and it has the option to have those Binance pumps and whatnot. But Annii does something similar, and they've got a lot of really good partnerships too. Let's see if it says it here, what their partnerships are. Here we go. Works with brands including Batman, Superman, Harley Quinn, Ghostbuster, NFL, MLB, along with others. So Annii, I've been dollar cost averaging into this for pretty much the entire year, and I still will. I really do like this. I think once it does get a major exchange listing, then it'll do some really great things. So they're probably the two that I'm interested in the NFT collectible space, and that's really all I have to say about that. So I don't know if anyone has any questions. We could do a bit of a Q&A. If you do have questions, just post them in the chat. And whilst that is happening, let's take a quick look at what Bitcoin is doing today on the smaller time frame. So I remember yesterday I talked about, this is the chart from yesterday. I was hoping that we would get a inverted head and shoulder breakout. We didn't actually come back for the retest. We're right at this resistance. So that's okay. Let's reassess now and have a look at what we think is going on now. Currently, we're right at, I still think at this resistance, it would make sense, not that Bitcoin ever makes sense, But if Bitcoin decided to make sense today, then it would pull back and create a higher low before it actually breaks out of this resistance. So not looking bad. Like, what's this, 4 hours? So last couple of days, it's had a nice push, but it's looking pretty weak at this level. So yeah, not aping into Bitcoin at the moment. Definitely got some work to do. It's either going to push out, break that resistance, then create the new market structure, which will be the opportunity to get in, or it will reject here and create it. So all we're really looking for at this point in time is a higher low to give us that idea of continuation. So yeah, more waiting time. As I said to you, I think the best way to trade the markets for the rest of this month is going to be in and out in short trades. Let me see. Where have you been buying a Comey? So I buy a Comey on Ascendic. So we'll have a look at the market here. I buy it on this one here. Used to be called BitMax, but it's now called AscendX. What else have we got here? On my CoinMarketCal under overview, where you are, I don't see as much detailed info on the coins like yours does. I don't know what you're doing wrong. It might be under overview. Not all of them have a lot of detail. Are you talking about, I assume you're talking about this detail. Not all of them have a lot of detail, but you can get the same sort of stuff from their website, and it's probably actually better to get it from there. But I guess it depends on what you're searching, because some of them don't really have this, really marked out. This is not a comment that I like to see. Love some high risk. You need to be punished, Lauren. But anyway, I don't know if I would put a Comey into high risk, because, it's doing some pretty good things. But however, it's a low cap coin at this point in time. And what is it? It's 217 ranked on the list. But, it's very promising. It's very promising, but it could also just fall down completely. So I think that's all I've got for you today. Just a reminder, again, if you haven't already, please smash up the like button, hit subscribe as well. Don't forget to enter that competition. If you haven't already, it's the first link in this video description or any of my video descriptions. Come join the Discord, get to know the people in the community. There's some amazing traders in there having some fun. And if you want to further develop your skills, there's some information in there on how to do that as well. Give us some high risk. So yeah, that's all I've got for you today. And I will see you on the next one. Enjoy. Again, don't ape in just because I talked about it today. Watch the charts, wait for a really good buying opportunity. We've got time on this one. It's not like the last one that I talked about. All right, guys, enjoy your week, and I will see you soon. Thanks for joining me.